Yeah, what it do, motherfuckers? No, I'm just joking. But anyway, I wanted to come through and I wanted to just talk a little bit about something that once I calmed down a little bit, I took a step back and I realized what the fuck was really going on. See, this is what happens when you fuck with highly advanced spiritual people. Let's just say that. This is what happens when you fuck with powerful occultists. This motherfucker that manages, where I live at, that manages the building, he's an African. He's a nigga. He did something foul. I don't like getting into conflict with people, but he went behind my back and tried to cause me and another tenant to get into an altercation. You see, he's been a bitch. This manager, he's been a bitch since he has been the manager. He started out as an assistant. And then when the female manager left, this is why I prefer to deal with black women when it comes to, I'm being honest with you, when it comes to things like this, I prefer to deal with black women because black women are fair most of the time. Some of them can be nasty and be, fucked up too. But for the most part, all of the managers that were black females in this building, I got along with them. But as soon as they put a black nigger in the position, and an African nigger at that is when things begin to go downhill. Okay? This motherfucker went behind my back and he tried to cause me and another tenant to get into an altercation. But what ended up happening was the shit ended up blowing up in his motherfucking face. I'm not going to get all into the details because you all don't need to know all that. And I don't want to bore you with that, but I'm just making a point. When your spiritual game is on point, people may try to throw shit at you, but it won't touch you. Because what ended up happening was when the man did see me, when the man did confront me, he came to me. He's a nice looking older dude too. Just wanted to say that. I'm not friends with him or anything like that. He just moved here in this building. But when this motherfucker tried to cause me and that person to get into it, the person came to me. He was a black dude, of course, came to me, was very respectful. He shook my hand. And we didn't have any issues with each other at all. And this motherfucker, this bitch ass manager, he ended up getting caught up in his own motherfucking devices. And that's because he wanted to create some type of energy to start some shit, but it ended up backfiring on him in more ways than one. That is why I made the video the other day, not in reference to him, but I guess, I saw what was coming. But I'm just making the point. Sometimes you don't have to do reversal work. Sometimes the shit will just work itself out, especially when you're on a different level spiritually. You feel what I'm saying? When people try to throw shit at you, that shit won't even touch you. A lot of times it will backfire. And that is what happens to a lot of motherfuckers who fuck with me. It ends up backfiring on them and I don't have to do anything. I was mad for a minute. I was pissed off for a minute. But I was just doing some motherfucking meditation recently and the spirits came to me and said, look, just look. Something just kept saying, look. I kept hearing the voice say, look at it. Just look at it. And when I started examining really and truthfully what had happened, I said, wait a minute. It backfired. Me and that guy did not get into an altercation. The guy shook my motherfucking hand. So that bitch ass manager that tried to do that bullshit, not only did it backfire on him, I did do some reversal work on that motherfucker, some real reversal work. Yeah, I used, tools, but I did the action as well. I also did some actions as well. So you can use a reversible candle, but you have to actually carry out the reversal with actions as well. You can't just sit back like Hogwarts, expecting the candle to do the work for you. That's not how reversal works. That's not how reversals work. You have to actually put the work in order to get the results. So just to be, extra, I did some reversal shit and the results will come. But the point that I'm making is this: when you are on a certain level spiritually, you will notice that when people try to disrupt your harmony, they will fail. When people try to throw things at you, it will backfire on them. And that entire scenario backfired on that manager because he's a bitch and he's weak and he fucked with the wrong motherfucking person. He fucked with the wrong person. So sometimes you don't even have to really do any work on a person unless you just want to add an extra, sting to it. See, I'm a vicious, malicious, cutthroat type of motherfucking gay guy. And now that I know how to do real motherfucking magic, that makes me even more motherfucking dangerous to people who try to fuck with me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't have a conscience when it comes to doing certain things, or they're not things where, oh, I'm worried about his wife, oh, his poor children. See, none of those things, that doesn't register to me. Because if you're man or woman enough to throw it, you should be man or woman enough to get it back by any means necessary. So when you're on a certain spiritual level, sometimes, or most times, whatever, when people do shit to you, sometimes, you just have to sit back and watch. I was pissed off for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed off for a couple of days because it happened yesterday. It happened yesterday. I'm sitting here working and I get a knock at my door, and the dude, tells me what the manager told him or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, oh, really? That's not how it even went down. And that's not how it wasn't supposed to go down that way. So he tried to set up some energy to fuck with me and ended up getting fucked up himself in more ways than he can imagine. See, I'm not looking for action and reaction. I'm not looking for that. I put something out into the motherfucking whatever. I put something out and it's going to manifest. Then that's all that fucking matters. But when you are on a certain spiritual level, when people do things to you, just sit back and watch, examine, and watch and see how it backfires on them. When you start seeing shit backfire on people, you know that you're on a level where these motherfuckers can't really fuck with you. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, I just wanted to come through and just drop this quick video. If you're interested in any type of spiritual services, consultations, mainly consultations, I might do readings. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about that because readings take so much fucking energy. But consultations, especially, hit me up on my Patreon. I will leave the link in the video description box. Hit me up on my Patreon and we can go from there. Don't hit me up asking me no stupid motherfucking shit. If you want a consultation, just hit me up. I can give you instructions, on what you can do for your situations. If you have a manager or at your job or at your building or, a family member that's fucking with you, I'll tell you what you need to do. I'm not going to do the work for you. I will tell you what you need to do to get things motherfucking popping, but that's only if you're on a certain spiritual level. It's not going to work if you're still in this victimization mentality. See, that's the problem. That's why a lot of people's spells don't work and a lot of their shit don't work, because they're in this victimization mentality. You have to think of yourself as a victor. Yeah, give yourself a couple of days to be human and to be pissed off. That's natural. We can't totally just shut off our ego. We're going to have human experiences because we're in a human body. We're having a human experience. So we're going to have our moments. But the thing is you don't get caught up in that. You don't get caught up in that. But real reversal work, you can do the candle or whatever the case may be, and your chants or whatever, you can do all that. But you have to back that up with some form of action, because see, those things back you up. But remember, the magic is in you. So you have to be the one to execute whatever you want done back to that person. Like this fucking manager, he tried to destabilize me. So I went and tried to destabilize him. That's reversal, not out of revenge, but to send him back that energy. Even though I really didn't have to, but I did it just to make it sting a little bit more. You know what I mean? But anyway, hit me up on my Patreon. Like I said, I will drop the video. I'll drop the link in the video description box if you want any information, if you want a spiritual consultation. I am available to do that. I'm not available today. Don't hit me up asking me to do your consultation today. That has to be planned. I don't do same day consultations. I don't do that. I'm not desperate for no damn money, but you do have to pay, of course. But hit me up on my Patreon. That way I know you're serious and then you ain't on no bullshit. All right.